All right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I'm First Warren 5 meteorologist Warren Sears. Happy Saturday. Hope you had a fantastic start to your weekend so far. Today couldn't have been much nicer. Upper 70s, near 80, sunshine. I mean, a beautiful day. So, really spoiled for our Saturday Mother's Day weekend. Hope you're enjoying. All right. So, we are going to give you, or I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on the Aurora potential this evening and tonight, and then talk about Mother's Day and the opportunity for a couple of showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms as well into early next week. So I know last night was spectacular. We love all the pictures that you had from the auroras around the area. Even some in the city were able to be spotted. So it was a spectacular event. I want to start by saying this evening will not match the beauty of last night. Still could be really cool for some, especially the farther north that you go. There will be an opportunity to have probably just not quite as vivid of an event, if that makes sense. So I still think that we'll have an opportunity to see some northern lights this more into tonight. And so there was a little bit of an update from the Space Weather Prediction Center. That is a whole sector of people, forecasters that deal only with space and how things moving through space and energy moving through space interacts with our atmosphere. So very different from what I do. So definitely I rely heavy on the Space Weather Prediction Center because they are the experts in this. We are just relaying some of the science to you. So with, energy moving from the sun, time and the speeds it's moving and all of that is so tricky, and so I commend these meteorologists and forecasters for what they do. Anyways, it looks to be a little bit more delayed. So if I'm catching you before you're heading out and about, as of right now, there's not really enough to where I would go chase auroras just yet. We're just kind of getting into the dawn time frame, and I was telling you way after dawn anyways, through about midnight is earlier in the day, kind of when it looked like things were going to start to flare up a little bit. The latest information coming in is actually shifting and delayed a tad. There's still an opportunity for you to potentially see it before midnight, maybe on the horizon, very faint and in areas without light pollution. But it looks like the KP index is going to flare at its highest, like last night, to similar levels before dawn tomorrow. So that's something they're watching really closely. Just want to give you that little update so that you can, plan accordingly. If you go out right now, don't expect to see what we did at this time yesterday. I hope that makes sense. So we'll kind of just see how this unfolds, and if you want to go check it out, maybe just don't travel hours to do so. Maybe go a little more local. And we are clear right now. So if there's any sign of it, you could start to see it here shortly. The Space Weather Prediction Center pages are overloaded. So I'm having a hard time getting into some of those sites. But it is coming through very slowly. All right, so let me show you at least just like a little of our forecast for this evening, tonight, and then in through your Mother's Day as well as some of this new information loads. And we'll switch this over. Okay. So, beautiful right now. 67 degrees at KCI, 71 downtown. Super nice, clear as well. So this would be a really great time to see the auroras, but we just don't have the parameters in place yet to start to see vivid auroras. So satellite and radar you can kind of see the outskirts of the cloud coverage starting to get a little bit closer, but still we'll be fine for many hours. It's overnight. I think we'll have more of a partly cloudy sky, and you can see some rain, kind of broken rain starting to come in from the west. So this is the latest Northern Lights forecast is still visible tonight. I want to make sure that that's clear. We're kind of on the southern fringe of it, so I don't expect this to push near as far south as it did yesterday. A lot of the southern states, Mexico, I even saw some aurora pictures. So incredible for a lot of the country was in away from light, able to see. This is going to be more confined, I think, for like us in north, especially we're on that southern edge of it here, but if you have friends and family up in, the Dakotas and Montana and Minnesota and the Great Lakes area, probably a little bit more visible. And then we should, I think, still be able to see some stuff here locally. So into the overnight, maybe for you night owls that want to stay up, or if you want to wake up early in the morning tomorrow, I would say that has been kind of the shift for the potential of brighter, more vivid opportunities to see this. But the caveat is clouds start to spread in a little bit. So best viewing pre-dawn Sunday, that did come out from the Space Weather Prediction Center, as the KP index looks to be at its highest at that time frame. I'm still having issues getting into this data just because the website's overloaded. Anyways, so 60s overnight, near 60 for a morning low tomorrow. So it'll be really comfortable if you want to, go out and see them again. Hopefully you got to see them last night and can sleep soundly tonight. But that's a little bit of an update on the aurora. Now, another thing, if you do try to go see it, remember things can look differently from your phone than the naked eye. So long exposures on your camera, that's how people have been successful getting to have a little bit more vivid pictures. So keep that in mind. If you have an iPhone, that night mode can really help you as well. So, it's still worth a shot. I'm not, but right now at this moment, there have been no real reports yet to the east of here, in Europe, and there haven't been a lot of reports, as it's been a little bit tame out there this evening. The actual aurora should flare up though overnight, and we're starting to see it happen, it's not there just yet. So a dry start to the day on Sunday. I do think there's an opportunity for some afternoon showers and rumbles later in the day. Once we get into the heart of the evening, that chance will go up a little bit. Monday looks to be the best chance for some more widespread rain and thunderstorms. No severe risk either Sunday or Monday. So Mother's Day stuff still looks fine. You'll be able to get out and about and enjoy time with mom. Church, brunch, lunch, afternoon stuff, all looks okay. So forecast track here. Even if you do decide to wake up early in the morning on Sunday, you can see here forecast track wants to have some clouds, kind of patchy. That should still be all right, as long as you have some glimpses of the clear sky. So through midday, hanging out dry, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, that's when we'll have an opportunity for a couple of isolated showers to pop up. You can see more mist than hit here. So even as we get in the heart of the afternoon, you might have to dodge a raindrop or two, a quick rumble. That's really it. If you have dinner plans with mom, let's just be ready for a couple of showers and downpours in the area. But still, you can see here, it's pretty scattered stuff. It's not going to be a washout of a day by any means. Overnight into Monday morning, that's when I think things could become a bit more widespread as this area of low pressure lifts through. And then the tail end comes in probably in the evening on Monday. So a couple different waves on your Monday, higher rain chance. Tomorrow, a couple of spotty showers and rumbles out there. So still should be okay. But the earlier in the day looks to be the best to be outside. We'll wake up to about 59, mild and dry, 80 in the afternoon. Should be a nice day. Maybe a little more on the humid side, but it'll feel pretty similar to what we had out there today. And really, that's the afternoon. So any yard work that you have, or if you want to quick mow the lawn in the morning, I know grass is growing incredibly fast right now. Morning, midday, and early afternoon looks fine. Evening, just be a little more cautious with your radar if you have a quick downpour in your area. Monday, and it doesn't look as good, so I would do yard work out there tomorrow. Mother's Day forecast, just at a glance here. We'll start around 59, 60, warm pretty fast through the day. And I know you can't see that bottom one. That is 80 for an afternoon high around 5 o'clock with about a 40% confidence in a couple of showers and thunderstorms out there. So let me see. I know we have some questions. So if you're just joining us here, I'll give you a little bit of an update, and I'm still struggling to get. I was going to read you some of the latest information from the Space Weather Prediction Center. It's part of NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. So if you want to, you can jump on. There's a lot of pretty intense jargon on there that I'm not even super familiar with space forecasting. Again, this is a whole different sector from your day-to-day meteorologists who care about our atmosphere and the troposphere, what happens, our weather on the ground here. But it's still cool to be able to come in and see some of their latest forecasts, things like that. Maybe it'll work on my phone a little bit better. But the latest from them said that the geomagnetic storm will continue into the overnight. By early Sunday, and then potentially again Sunday night, the next major coronal mass ejections moving at speeds of 1,800 kilometers per second will begin to slam into the Earth's magnetic field and reach the outer atmosphere. That is how we get these flare-ups. So this is a geomagnetic storm that is ongoing. They have watches in place, things like that. Generally, it doesn't really... Okay, sorry. We'll give you that update. Timing-wise. So I would say right now, the latest messaging from the Space Weather Prediction Center says that there's going to be some more flare-ups of better activity or better viewing into early morning tomorrow. So let's call it pre-dawn. Sun rises around 6 a.m. right now. So let's say, maybe 3 to 5 would be later. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. Not working. 3 to 5 a.m. could be a little bit of a better opportunity. Right now we have clear skies, and we should for many more hours. So if you do live out in a rural area, it's worth a shot. It's not going to be as vivid as last night. Still super cool, though, if you get to see some northern lights. So some of the latest messaging, KP index will be higher, which will give you more of a vivid aurora and push it a little farther south at the 3, 4, 5 o'clock time frame in the morning. So that's a little bit of an update. I know a lot of you had some plans to probably head out about nowish, so I hope at least I caught some of you here. This is really interesting stuff. And the forecasts that they put out are incredibly challenging. I mean, you've got pulses from the sun that you're trying to track through space to interact with our planet. It's fascinating. It really is. So, and I will say the numbers right now are nowhere close to where they were at this time yesterday. So we still have to see quite a bit of intensification of the parameters in order to see the aurora this far south. So I wouldn't go out right now. More than welcome to try, but I don't have a lot of we don't have any real big sightings or anything to our east, and so that's kind of a sign that things aren't ready yet to produce the auroras. Trying to kind of live keep an update on any sort of new information that they're spitting out, but maybe if you want to overnight, if you're a night owl or want to just wake up and try to go out a couple hours early morning tomorrow, that should be when the flare is at its highest, but we'll have a little bit of cloud coverage around, spotty cloud coverage around. I was going to try it. So actually, even in the latest scan, I have seen some intensification with the aurora probabilities, but still nothing compared to last night. So looks like it's going to take a little bit of time. So we will give it some time. Probably the northern U.S. border is maybe starting to see some faint hues. And a reminder, if you do try to go out, I mentioned it earlier, long exposures on your camera will help you to be able to photograph it easier. Your eye will still potentially be able to see some hues, but I've even seen a lot of reports of people not being able to see it with their eye, but their camera's able to pick it up. For Mother's Day tomorrow, I would say the better rain chance is going to be in the evening, but even at that, everything's going to be pretty spotty. So I'd say after 3, 4 o'clock, 2 to 4 o'clock, let's just watch for a quick downpour or shower around. You can see by 5, 6, everything is still pretty spotty. More miss than hit with this batch tomorrow. Looks to be a little more widespread, though, into Sunday night and early Monday morning. So it could have a little bit of a wet commute Monday morning. But Mother's Day looks fine. 80 as a high. Really nice day. Just for the moms. Just for my mom. She loves 80 degrees. It's like her favorite. Favorite temp. Perfect day for mom. Yeah, so the time frame pre-dawn is the latest push from and information from the Space Weather Prediction Center. Okay. And a reminder, probably won't be as vivid as last night's. Last night was a treat. We were spoiled with that for sure. Okay. Here is a look at your 7-day. So that storm chance is not overly healthy tomorrow, but it's present, especially for the afternoon and evening. 80 for a high. Only 69, though, on Monday because we'll have some rain and thunderstorms and clouds around the area. 73 on Tuesday. Should be mainly dry right now. It looks to be that way. Wednesday also looks mainly dry until late in the evening into Thursday morning. So we'll dance around in the 70s and, maybe near 70 Monday and then a couple days near 80. Saturday looks to be a little bit warmer in the lower 80s as well. But it's a nice spring week. Everything's very lush right now. Don't need much more rain. And another thing, too, is I would say if you are going to try to see the Northern Lights, being in the city limits is tough. I mean, you just have so much light pollution. So I would say anywhere rural that you can get, in any direction, especially north, if you can get north, that would be your better viewing chance. And I think clouds will impact the northern part of Missouri last before they do, the rest of us. Sorry, my nose itches. And so that's kind of the latest thoughts here with the Northern Light potential tonight. I still haven't gotten to see it. I'm so bummed. I was going to go after our 10 o'clock show this evening, but I'm not so sure that there'd be much to see just yet. So even with the latest scans, there is a good sign of intensification with the parameters in place. The approximate energy deposition is the parameter that I'm looking at, and that gives you the probability of the auroras out there. So SWPC, Space Weather Prediction Center.noaa.gov, is a great place that you can go if you also want to keep tabs on this as well. Again, there's a lot of kind of intense jargon that I'm not even overly familiar with some of it, but it's pretty fascinating stuff. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. I just wanted to give you an update if you were about to head out. And I would say shifting a little bit more to overnight, early morning, pre-dawn would be your better opportunity. So turn it into an event. Why not? Sunday morning. I might do so. We'll see. But that's my latest update. The only thing we might have to fight is some cloud coverage, but I don't think it would be completely cloudy, probably more patchy. So still should be okay. Yeah, near 80 for a high on Mother's Day. And a little more humid for sure, too. So still a nice day. It's almost probably feel a little more like early summer. So the latest observed is G2, which is just moderate geomagnetic storm impacts. Last night we had a G5, which was why you could see all of that. Yeah, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Sun rises at 6 at KCI in Kansas City. So if you can get out there before that, however early dawn is, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes beforehand, then you'd start to lose anything. So okay. So if you're just joining us now, space weather conditions not near as good at this moment as they were this time yesterday. So I would maybe hold off on heading out just yet. If we start to see some reports as it gets darker, we're pretty much past any sort of dusk So if we start to get some reports, especially north of here, like in the Great Lakes region or anything, I'll pass that along, and that would maybe be a sign that we could try to head out and see some stuff. But I haven't seen, I mean, last night we were able to tell because Europe was just lit up with northern lights before, obviously, as we were still bright. And so as the sunset line continued to pass through, we knew that everywhere that was dark before us was getting to see them. So that hasn't happened yet. It's been very tame this afternoon, but they are expecting a flare up in energy as this geomagnetic storm continues and intensifies again. We're in the middle of that geomagnetic storm, but there's like little pulses and pieces of energy that will hit at different times. The atmosphere traveling from the sun. That's how we get this to interact. So I know it's a little, it's super exciting, totally understand, and trying to give you the best up-to-date information that I'm finding myself, as this is not something that we commonly talk about. So it's cool. I'm glad that a lot of people got to experience this yesterday. I would say, yeah, mid to late afternoon Sunday, you could have a couple of pop-ups around. The severe threat is non-existent, though, Sunday and Monday. So you might have a generic little rumble or something. That's it. Some rain at times. Yeah, Sunday at 3. I know, Carlo, that's early. Or late. Someone said for us night owls, that's late. And absolutely. So there's plenty of people that are going to be going to work or leaving work or on a break and could hopefully see some of this. Okay, that's kind of my latest update. I don't have a whole lot of extra stuff to add. We have a show at 10 p.m. this evening, so I'll try to collect some new information for you. But as of right now, a reminder, pre-dawn looks to be a little bit of a better time frame for tonight's activity. And then Mother's Day dry for the most part during the day. Small chance for a pop-up thunderstorm or shower in the afternoon. More mist than hit, though. Real spotty. Evening and overnight, though, Sunday and Monday morning, I think that's when we could have a little bit more widespread activity. So, okay. Thanks for jumping on. I've been trying all day to keep an eye on your questions, and so hopefully I can answer as many of them as I can. And that is what I have for you now. So I will see you all at 10 on KCTV5, and then Savannah will be here in the morning, and I'll be here again tomorrow evening. We'll update you if Sunday evening looks like it's going to be anything. I think there is an opportunity. Doesn't look also near as vivid, but that's something they will keep a close eye on. All right, everybody. Thanks for jumping on, and I'll see you at 10.